You know, in pro wrestling, the word legend or icon is overused. This guy was not only a legend and icon, one of the most important wrestlers of the 80s and 90s, changed the way we look at wrestling, trained by his uncle, the original Sheik, Ed Farhat. And I hate to tell you this today, but ladies and gentlemen, I have to. Sabu has passed away. Now, I became friends with Sabu via Facebook with the passing of his beautiful Canadian wife due to complications from an amputation she had to go through. We bonded over animals. He was a big animal lover. But to hear the news today is just, I don't know what to say, ladies and gentlemen, but the only thing I can say, I'm doing this to all the Sabu fans. Now, according to Yahoo News, Sabu, the hardcore pro wrestling pioneer, has died at age 60. Sabu used tables, chairs, barbed wire, and other instruments of brutality and brought him into the mainstream, has died. He was 60. His death was first reported by PWI Insider, later confirmed by All Elite Wrestling and TMZ. No additional details were available. Now, Sabu had so many friends in the industry, outside the industry, countless. Now, he grew up in Staten Island. In a wrestling family, he was trained by his uncle, the great Ed Farhat, better known as the Sheik, a multi-time U.S. champion. Farhat's high-risk style suited his nephew, who went on to become a champion in ECW and a fan favorite for his extreme style. Now, Sabu began wrestling in the 1980s, primarily Japan, where he honed his death-defying acrobatics and hardcore punishment. Sabu later rose to prominence in ECW, where his nickname was a homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying machine. He was one of the pillars of ECW with Raven, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, all the great wrestlers, and Terry Funk as well. But like I said, every match he was in, there was always something to watch because the lights would go out and Sabu would appear, just like a ghostly figure. Now, he had brief stints at the top levels of pro wrestling, including the WCW and WWE, and was an NWA champion for a while too, bringing signature daredevil brutality to mainstream fans, but some of it was too much, and he left over creative differences. Most of his career took place later on in fringe tiers, like TNA, where he pioneered moves like the Arabian Facebuster and the triple jump moonsault. Now, the Arabian Facebuster has to be seen to believe he would take a chair and basically throw it in the opponent's face and then whack him. Often performing while injured, his intense toughness and use of tables, barbed wire, and other gnarly implements inspired future generations of hardcore wrestlers. Of course, the famous incident where he ripped out his bicep in a barbed wire match, and he put it together with literally hockey tape. Now, he died less than 2 weeks after his final match on April 18th during Game Changer Wrestling, Joey Janela's Spring Break 9 in Las Vegas, where he faced Joey Janela. According to multiple reports, he left with a bloodied face. Now, the cause or time of Sabu's death has not been disclosed. Just weeks ago, Sabu participated again that final match. Now, as it stands right now, the fearless aspect of his wrestling, he was willing to perform high-risk maneuvers regularly in order to entertain his fans. AEW mentioned that Sabu was no stranger to such performances, and he had a major appearance on AEW programming in recent weeks, pointing out his familiarity with barbed wire battles. Again, a pioneer of hardcore wrestling. Now, the finger point to the skies. When you look up to the skies the next couple of weeks, the biggest tribute to Sabu, he would look up. This was a tribute to all his ancestors. But again, Sabu can best be described as, again, one of the most famous and infamous wrestlers that we ever known. And just to say the word Sabu brings back the good memories of ECW. Now, according to WWE, the WWE is saddened to hear that Terry Brunk, known as Sabu, has passed away. The nephew of WWE Hall of Famer Sheik, he became the national star as part of ECW, where he's a pioneer of hardcore wrestling, leaping from chairs and driving his opponents through tables and even barbed wire. Many of ECW's greatest matches feature Sabu doing battle with or on the side of such WWE Hall of Famers Rob Van Dam and Mick Foley, as well as the Sandman, and some say his greatest rival, Tazz. In 2006, Sabu signed with WWE as part of WWE's revival of the ECW brand. Finally unleashed on WWE, Sabu competed in a marquee contest with Rey Mysterio for the world title and John Cena for the WWE title. One of his greatest accomplishments came when his fellow ECW originals, the Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, and Van Dam, were victorious at WrestleMania 23 in Sabu's native Detroit in front of over 8,000 fans. Now, his career can be best described as for the fans. There's not one person who's seen Sabu. There's not any podcast. I could talk 7 years or 7 days. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to miss him a lot. Now, Sabu's losing his wife was a terrible, terrible loss for him. I think he died of a broken heart long before he died in recent days. But at age 60, Super Genie was such an impact on his life. Now, at the end of his career, Super Genie would often accompany Sabu into the ring, and Genie would do her prayer thing, and was something to see. Now, he's of Irish and German Lebanese descent. He was married to a Japanese woman named Hitomi on June 22nd, 1997 in Michigan, and had a separate Japanese ceremony in 98. Now, he got his name Sabu as he took his name from the Indian American actor Sabu, of which his uncle Laird Farhat was a fan. Sabu, of course, the famous actor. Now, in the mid-2010s, Brunk began dating Melissa Coates, who also began working as his wrestling valet until her death on June 23, 2021, after an amputation for a blood clot due to COVID-19 complications. Anyway, she died in her sleep, age 52. So, ladies and gentlemen, I always thought I was going to meet Sabu in person because he was so gentle to me on Facebook. And I don't really know how we first met, but it was there were bonding. And when Melissa was sick, I was trying to give him information that Melissa, as a Canadian citizen, might be able to get her needed surgeries done through, obviously, Canadian Medicare. So what I want you to do tonight, ladies and gentlemen, go online and see some of Sabu's major matches. And what stands out for me, he left it all in the ring. And we don't really know how many years he had left in him, but he toured so much after he left WWE. I think it's 18 years. He now stopped. And you would go online and you would see like a poster of Sabu being in New Jersey, being across Canada. But the finger raised to heaven, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing it right now. We love you, Sabu. We're going to miss you, and we'll see you on the other side. So if you like what we're doing with our Sports File column, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.